but on the high table and seated around. Thank you so much for the privilege and opportunity to stand here. My name is Chuks, Bertrand Ezewuzi from Ekulavia. I am a foreign legal consultant licensed by the Supreme Judicial Court of Commonwealth of Massachusetts and a solicitor and advocate of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. 35 years post-call. I said this not to brag of my accomplishment or what I have done, but to show you that disability is not a liability. I also wrote an article recently, many of you may have read, where I said that comma is not full stop. If you're a good driver, you get to a bend, you negotiate the bend and keep moving. You don't park your car at the bend. And they say that disability is like an oncoming car. If it has not reached your house, it has not passed. Just keep praying that it will pass. But if it does reach your house, it is not the end of the story. It is not a death sentence. You, yes, you can still achieve your maximum potential even in the face of disability. I said that disability is a lie told by ability. I am speaking on the topic, the culture of care in Igbo land. When I got here, Madam President said I was speaking on Nakuru. I said, no, the topic I have is the care culture in Igbo land. On a second thought, I found that it is the care culture that propels Akuruno. That the care culture is the foundation of Akuruno. Without the care culture, there will be no Akuruno. Right. Will somebody like the regent of Abagana, who has achieved a lot in this land, worry about investing at home if he doesn't care? If not for the culture of Igbo land. Do you know that it's not so in the land we live? Right here, I have a family in Boston. My wife and children are in Boston. And anyone, any day, can get up, sell our family home and relocate to California and call it home. It has nothing to do with Boston anymore. My son told me the other day he was relocating to Miami. But do you know back home in Nigeria, we don't care what you have here. If we come back to your village, in your place, and you don't have a befitting home, we think, is it not true?
It's true.
So, the care culture in Igbo land. Time will fail me to go into it. I'm not going to read the whole thing that I've written. I need you to turn to Caesar Forum. If you turn to Caesar Forum, I posted there the full text of my message today, and I'm not going to dwell on that because we don't have the time to do that. I'm going to pick a few things from that and share with us. But I'm saying something that is very important tonight. Please pay attention. For the rest of your life, you'll be thinking of that. And I do hope you will pass it on to your children. The care culture in Igbo land speaks of community and compassion. community and compassion in Igbo land, we believe in doing things together and having compassion on everyone. That is why we take care of the elderly, respect the elderly. We take care of the guests. Taking care of guests is what other tribes talk about, but Igbos practice. Taking care of the vulnerable is another thing in Igbo land that we don't joke with. So the culture of care is woven into our fabric. The community setting in Igbo land speaks of communal ownership of property and things. Why do we emphasize communal ownership? It's because we recognize that all fingers are not equal, and those that are bigger must help the ones that are weak. This concept validates our Jewish heritage, and our history demands it. Christianity requires it. Igbos practice it. In Acts of the Apostle, chapter 2, verse 44, the Bible tells us that the believers have things in common, communal ownership of things. And in Acts of the Apostle, chapter 4, verse 32, it says that they not only owned things in common, but they had it as each person had the need of. In other words, they cared for each other according to need. That is what I called equity. The communal ownership expressed by the Igbo maxim, Onyaga na nwanne ya. By the way, what did I just say? Igbo maxim. In law, the principle of natural justice, the principles are expressed in Latin maxim. Why do we celebrate Mass? Maybe in English, but when it comes to Eucharist, when we come to Holy Communion, we do it in Latin. Have you noticed that? Most places, there are words that can't just be translated. They are said in the language of the origin. And that is why we break kola in Igbo. You know, when we talk about Latin maxim expressing the concept and the principles of natural justice, you will hear words like Nemo Judes in causa sua. Nemo Judes in causa sua says you cannot be a judge in your own cause. The second one is audi oteram paten, meaning let the other party be heard. But no matter what somebody tells you about somebody, about anything, you better hear the other side. Now, these two maxims regulate conduct. So also in Igbo, what people call Igbo proverbs, many of them are not proverbs. There are sayings in Igbo that should be known as Igbo maxim, and I do hope we will start using it. Igbo maxim means sayings that regulate our conduct. Thank you. I tend to move around, especially when I'm on the phone. If I put the phone in my ear, it automatically moves my head and my feet. And so microphone does the same thing. But anyway, what I'm saying is that from today, I am hoping that you will draw a distinction between Igbo maxim and Igbo proverbs. Igbo maxim are those statements that regulate conduct. But Igbo proverbs are the statements that are practical advice for daily living. If he's giving you advice for daily living, it's a proverb. But if it is a statement that regulates conduct, it is Igbo maxim. The same way you have Latin maxim. Onyaga na nwanne is not a proverb. It is Igbo maxim. And that Igbo maxim establishes what I called 3 N cube of care. N cube of care. A statement of care, all beginning with N. A word that expresses the care in Igbo culture. That all begin with N. The first one is Mwekorita. Mwekorita is communal ownership of property, where we recognize that everyone should have a fair share. Then the second N is Nkekorita. Nkekorita vutere Nkekorita. Nkekorita is equitable distribution of wealth. In other words, if we communally own a property, the second one demands that we should distribute it according to need. Why equity? There is a big difference between equity and equality. I have 3 children. If I distribute my property or whatever, my inheritance, among these 3 equally, that is called equality. But if I recognize that my first son is going to have a different need from my second son, and is going to have a different need from my daughter, then I should practice equitable distribution of the resources, not equality. So that is the Nkekorita. So you have Nwekorita, second Nkekorita, and the third one is Nekota. You see, all starting with N. That's why I call them NQ. Nekota is a recognition of the fact there is difference between the haves and the have-not. And the haves must take care of the have-not. That is the care culture. We recognize the vulnerable will need a little more help than others. And it is very important that if we recognize this, we know why Igbo is distinctly unique, different from other ethnic groups and tribes. Look at the rest. I don't know if you are on CISA forum. Secretary, I hope you can print this out, that somebody called the General Snow, I don't know who this is, but articulated the fact that the culture of care in Igbo land stems from our identity and the human flourishing. You first of all need to know who you are. You recognize who you are. If you know who you are as an Igbo man and Igbo woman, then you will know where you are going. Then you can practice this culture of care that we have talked about. You realize that Ezewuzi is not a derogation from our traditional authority, but it is a concept necessitated by accessibility and inclusivity, which is the cry of persons with disability. Give a person with disability access. Have him included in the affairs you have done everything, he can keep the rest for himself. That is why, as an advisor of Governor Willie Obiano on disability matters, I had a voice and a vote in the State Executive Council. And disability community felt included and things changed. Finally, let me show you something. When I was called to come and speak, you notice if you were looking at me, I changed my glasses, right? What you are looking at is not a normal glass. This eyeglass I put on can tell me a lot. It's not just a sunshade. If you stand in front of me and I tell this glass, take a look, you will tell me, you will describe you. Describe what you are wearing and tell me whether you are a man or a woman. Few days ago, my son walked into my room with this and knocked at the door. Dad, I think you need this. My son was somewhere and somebody brought this glass and my son saw it and said, my dad will need this. And he spent whatever it cost to bring it to his dad. With this glass, immediately my wife came back from work. I asked the glass, what is in front of me? I had not programmed it to say my wife or mention my wife's name, which I can. I take the picture and put my wife's name, then he can call my wife Divine. But because I hadn't done that, the glass just told me, a woman is in front of you. And it described what she's wearing. But the point I'm making here is how my son, out of care, realized Dad is gonna need this and spend whatever he can to bring it. That is what we are talking about. The culture of care in Igbo land is something we must not only inculcate in our youth, but allow them to practice it. Bring them up to recognize it and do it. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
The city where stories unfold. Changing media TV shining bright and bold. Bringing news from the corners of the globe.